my spidey sense is tingling. But not because I saw something bad, but because I saw something really good. I got back from seeing Spider-Man Homecoming, the newest Spider-Man movie that's out here. Yes, it's the billionest Spider-Man movie that's come out so far, but this one, honestly, might be the best, actually, because it was just really good. So, you notice, I'm outside, and you're probably like, why are you outside? Because it's a nice day, okay? Look, see? All these people having fun. Oh, look at that person. Woo! Yeah, all these people don't know they're going to be on my video. This person, too. Say hi to the camera. Dickhead. Oh well. So, there are just so many great things to go and say about this movie. Marvel has been just going and pushing these things out for the last few years now, and they are just great. Pretty much all of them are. I'm not too much a fan of all of them, like the 4 movies, but for the most part, they are very good. So, before I say the actual movie, I should probably give my opinion on the older movies. So, Spider-Man from 2002. It's a great movie. I love it. I mean, yeah, it's corny at times. It has a lot of corny lines, and it's just the special effects aren't that great, but still, it's my childhood, and I love it. And it's the movie that pretty much made superhero movies that they are today. If it wasn't for that and X-Men, we may not be getting the Marvel movies and even the DC movies of today. So, Spider-Man 2, even better. Possibly one of the best superhero sequels ever made. The comedy in it is great, the action, it's even better, and of course the villain, and will you people shut up? Maybe this wasn't a good place. I should have gone over there, but fuck it, I'm not doing it again. So, Spider-Man 2, it's even better. I love all of it. One of my favorite movies of all time. Spider-Man 3. I don't hate it as much as other people. I do have a soft spot for it. It's a guilty pleasure, but that just emo Peter and the dancing scene, they aren't redeemable. They are pretty bad, so it's just not much you can go and say from that part, but it's still just, it's a guilty pleasure for me. Amazing Spider-Man. It's good. I like it. I mean, the action's better, the dialogue's better, and Garfield does play a very good Spider-Man, just like Tobey Maguire plays a really good Peter, but it's just, I didn't like it as much. It's kind of hard to describe. I just didn't really care for it as much as the other sequels. Maybe it's or the prequels. Maybe it's nostalgia, but I just don't like it as much. And Amazing Spider-Man 2. Pretty much a lot of people really don't care for this movie as much, and I saw it. It was the only Spider-Man movie I didn't see in theaters, but I still thought it was okay when I finally saw it. I mean, it's not the worst movie ever, but still, it's just not as really as good. And when what's her name, Gwen died, I didn't really care all that much. So whatever. So here we are, Amazing Spider-Man, or Spider-Man Homecoming. Oh, it was just so good. So it's pretty much, it started off with these one guys just picking up from where the Avengers left off with the destroyed New York. Just a bunch of broken buildings and all these guys are cleaning up after it, and these government people come in and say, we're gonna take over after this, it's our job now. And the other guys are like, they took our jobs! You can't take this, it's our job. So they get all pissed off it, and they say they're not gonna give up on this, and they go and take one of the alien things, and they decide to go and use it for their own technology. So they eventually go and build all these giant guns that pretty much go and create its own gravity and throw people wherever, and everything else like that. So 8 years later, we're in modern day, and Peter's in high school. he and his best friend Ned aren't really just, they're pretty much the complete nerds. Everyone doesn't care about them. And of course, Flash is a huge dick. He makes fun of them all the time. And they're trying to get cool, but they know it's probably not going to happen. So Peter has pretty much quit all these clubs that he was in so he can go and become a superhero. And he's covering this up by saying, oh, he's got an internship at Stark Industries. So he's trying to be a superhero while being a student at the same time. And we all know how it goes. It's not going to be easy, blah, 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 blah. And he's also trying to go and get his school life better, too. So one day, while he's out going and venturing around, he accidentally goes and see these people using the giant guns. And he tries to go and lose my words. He tries to go and get them from them, but he can't, and he almost drowns. So Stark gets all mad at him. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing? You're being irresponsible." And Peter's like, "Oh, I'm not." And he says, pretty much, if you do this one more time, you're out. So Peter tries to be more careful and all that, and he and his friend Ned try to go into this party where he's going to be Spider-Man to show that he and Spidey know each other. But of course he can't, and I guess he has to go and do superhero work. So the bad guys are trying to go and do all this crap. They try to go and steal these things from this truck, but Peter just is going like, "No, I'm not going to have that." And he tries to stop them, but he can't because he goes and gets stuck inside the truck. So then he's stuck inside this giant secure system where he tries to get out. And when he finally does, he finds out he has to go and get to Washington D.C. where his academic team is, because they just won this contest without him, and now they're going into the Washington Monument with this bomb that Ned accidentally has. So he's trying to go and get there and try to get to the place, but it blows up while they're inside there. And I was like, "Oh God, don't kill them! Don't kill them!" But they weren't dead. It just pretty much kind of hurt the monument itself, and he was able to go and save them. So after that, life goes to normal a tiny bit, but then he goes and finds the one guys again, and they're on a boat, and he's trying to find out what they're doing, but then things screw over when Vulture comes over there, and he has this giant gun that can go and pretty much obliterate anything. So Peter messes up, and the gun goes haywire and splits the boat in half, and he's trying to go and get the boat back together, but he can't. So after Iron Man comes in and helps, he's all pissed and he's like, "You're out, give me the suit." And Peter's trying to object to it, but he's like, "No, I can do it." And he's like, "No, you can't." So he's out of Spider-Man, and he tries to go and get his life back together, but he can't. So he asks Liz to prom, and we find out that the main villain is her father. I didn't see that coming, actually. I honestly didn't see that coming, but it was really that. I was like, "Whoa, really? He's the father? Oh, wow." So while he's driving them to prom, he's pretty much just like, he finds out he's Spider-Man, and he's like, "If you ever go near my family again, I will kill you and everyone that you know." And Peter's just like, okay, I'm sorry. But after this, he knows what he has to do. He has to go and save the day. So he ditches Homecoming, and he needs to go and stop Vulture from doing all the crap that he's doing. So he gets his butt whooped by one of his minions, but then Ned comes in and takes the weapons and gets him. So then he goes to try and fight Vulture, and Vulture is pretty much, they're on this plane and trying to fight each other, and Peter is pretty much going and trying to prevent it from crashing anywhere. So it was a pretty good fight scene. I liked it, and he just got clobbered from it, and he had all this debris up on top of him, and I was like, "Holy crap, is he getting crushed to death? Can he breathe?" Because he was like, "Someone help me!" I mean, I was honestly scared for him. I didn't know if he was dying or not, but he eventually goes and pulls it out and is able to get out of it. And I guess it's pretty much just showing that he is trying to go and get his full power, because in the other movies, he already had his full power. And like in Spider-Man 2, where he went and lifted the thing out and just threw it like it was nothing. So it's pretty much showing that he still has just a lot of learning to do to be Spider-Man. So he goes and stops Vulture and saves the day, but he finds out that Liz isn't going to be anymore, and she moves out. But then he finds out that maybe he'll be friends with Mary Jane, and she was pretty cool throughout the whole movie, except for a few things, which I'll get to in a few minutes. But it was overall pretty good, and then the movie ended with Tony Stark giving the new suit to Spider-Man, and he puts it on, and then we see Aunt May just walk in, and she's like, "What the f-?" and it cuts right there. So they actually have Aunt May finding out this time. Something that was like pretty much a big no-no in the other two movies, but this time they just went out and did it. So, really good movie. I loved all of it. It was just, I do think it actually might be the best Spider-Man movie so far. It pretty much anything that the first Spider-Man movie got wrong, this one did right. I loved all of it. It was just really good. So, what I liked the most probably was, I did really like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I was skeptical about it at first, but now I think he's pretty much the right man for the job. So, well, pretty much Tobey is Peter and Garfield is Spider-Man. Holland is pretty much both of them combined. It's really good. So, and let's see. So it's kind of surprising to see how much superhero movies have just pretty much changed in the last few years. I mean, you used to couldn't go and say the F-bomb or shit or anything else like that. The worst word you could probably say is bastard or something like that. And if you went and said the F-bomb, you would have to cut it out or your movie would not be getting released. So it's just amazing to see how much these movies have changed. So I also liked Ned. I thought he was a really funny character. There was one scene where Spider-Man is going to his room and he tries to get in there without having Aunt May find out. And he gets in, he thinks he's safe, but Ned is on his bed and he's holding the Lego thing and he just drops it. He's like, I love that scene. That was really great. There was also this one scene where Tobey, or not Tobey, where Spider-Man is showing Ned the place where he fought all those guys, and then he just goes and leans closer and he's like, "So do you have this power?" It was perfect time. It was great. And the villain was pretty cool. I heard that they're probably not going to do Green Goblin or Doc Ock or anything else like that in the newer movies, so they're pretty much just going to stick to all the other villains. I would personally like to see Carnage next. I'm not really sure if they're doing him next, but I would like to see that. So, anything I didn't like, I didn't really care that Mary Jane was kind of a social justice warrior. I mean, she's talking about how slaves built the Washington Monument, even though I think it was only a little bit of the Washington Monument that might have been built by slaves, because most of the Washington Monument was built in the late 1800s, after slavery, so she's just pretty much saying all this PC bullcrap. I'm like, no, Marvel, people don't like it when you put your stupid PC crap in your comic books. Please keep it out of your movies, okay? Just the whole election. I want to stay away from politics just for once, okay? Just for once. Don't put them in your movies, okay? Hopefully she stops this PC crap beforehand, but I did think she was funny at a few times there. She's weird, but it's funny because there was this one scene where she was in detention and Peter went and ran off, and the teacher was like, "What are you doing?" And then she was like, as she said why he left, and then she showed the face of the teacher as she drew. So she was funny at times, even with that stupid PC stuff. So Spider-Man Homecoming is just, it has a lot of really good stuff in it. Just so much good things about it that I really loved. And I also didn't stand to watch for the mid-credit scene or the post-credit scene. Supposedly it was just pretty much about the main villain going and saying he's not going to give out the identity to all these people and refuses to do it. And the post-credit scene was pretty much just Captain America going around and giving these lessons on patience and stuff. And those were also really good throughout the movie, because we also had a scene where Captain America was going and giving a lesson on attention. You messed up! It was a really good movie, a great way to introduce Spider-Man into the next series, and I really hope they don't go and take him out too soon, because we just got him here, and there have been rumors that he's not going to stay too long in the cinematic universe. I hope that's not true. So great movie. I loved it. It was really good, and if you haven't seen it, you're doing yourself a displeasure, because it is definitely one of the best Spider-Man movies so far. So I loved it. In case you want to go and see all these people one last time. Woo! Yeah, none of these people probably know they're going to be in this video. So, Spider-Man, it was a really good movie, and I really hope they don't go and screw up on the sequels like they did with Amazing Spider-Man, but I do think this movie is in really good hands, and they're not going to screw things over in the future. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Take care. Go see Spider-Man!